kids. Welcome to Algebra with the variable on both sides of the equation. Remember, algebra comes from the Arabic aljabar, the reunion of broken parts. So what I've got here for you is three problems that we're going to do. And we're going to start with 3x minus 61 equals 2x minus 50. So if you see here, I've got an x on this side and x on this side, but I got numbers on both sides too. And I remember Miss Carroll saying that oftentimes you want to work with what's farthest away from x first. And I'm going to do that here with the 61. So I'm going to do plus 61 on both sides. Because as I was doing this trial and error, trying to figure this out to make this presentation, I learned that I want to get the number on one side of the equation, and then I want to get x on the other side. So that's what I'm going to do. So that cancels out. So that's 3x equals 2x. Now we've got a plus 61 and a minus 50 here. So we're essentially adding 61 to a negative 50, which would take us to positive 11. And there we have that. Now I have 3x over here. And remember, 3x, when you have a number next to a variable, it just means 3 times whatever that is. So I have 3 of x, and I have 2 of x over here. When I'm going to subtract these two x's, oh, and looky there. That leaves me with x, cancels out there, equals 11. Well, don't take my word for it. Let's check. Let's plug x in. 3 times 11, I'm putting that in parentheses, minus 61 equals 2 times 11 minus 50. Okay? So 3 times 11 is 33, minus 61 equals 22 minus 50. Oh, let's take a look. All right, so 33 minus 61 is taking us down to 0 and backwards. So I'm actually going to do 61 minus 33, but I know that it's going to be a negative. 5, 11 minus 3 is 8, 5 minus 3 is 2. That gives me a negative 28. I'll do the same thing over here. I know 22 down the number line would take me to 0 and beyond. So it's going to be actually 50 minus 22, but I know it's going to get me a negative. 2 is 8. Yeah, negative 28. So negative 28 equals negative 28, and thus we get a smiley face guy. Remember, at algebra, you can check your work. You never need a teacher. All you have to do is plug your variable back in and work through the equation and see if you get balance on both sides. And if you do, you are correct. So negative 28 equals negative 28. X equals 11 is my answer. All right, let's do the next one. So here we have 8x minus 88 equals 2x minus 34. Well, I want to get the numbers on one side and the variables on the other, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to plus 88 here, plus 88 here. This is going to cancel out, so I'm going to get 8x equals 2x plus, so 88 minus 34 is going to give us 54. So 2x plus 54. Now, I got a number over here, but I want to get my x over on this side. So let's subtract 2x from this side, subtract 2x from this side, and that gives me 6x equals 54. Well, I still have the 6 times the x, because remember that's just 6 times x, and what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So I divide by 6, and I get x equals 9. Okay, well, let's check to see if that's actually true. So we have 8 times 9, if we plug it in, minus 88 equals 2 times 9 minus 34. So let's double check to see if that actually is going to work. So 72 minus 88 equals 18 minus 34. So I'm at 72, positive 72, and I subtracted negative. That's going to take me into what I call minus world, old school Mario Brothers reference there. So I know that I'm just going to do 88 minus 72, but it's going to be a negative number here. Whoops, didn't have to do that. 88 minus 72. 8 minus 2 is 6. 8 minus 7 is 1, so that's a negative 16. So 72 all the way down that number line. If I had a 72 way out here, and I had to go all the way, I had to take 88 away, well, 72 takes me back here, and how many more do I get to get, 88 away from 72? Well, I have to go down all the way to negative 16. Because negative 16 plus 88 would take me all the way back up to 72. I like drawing those number lines every now and then because they really help me understand how negative numbers work. Because negative numbers can be confusing sometimes, and that's okay. All right, so, whoops. Negative 16 equals 18 minus 34. Well, same thing. Here's 18 way out here, and I have to take away 34. Well, I can take the first 18 away to get to 0, but how many more do I have to take away, right? How many's left to take away? Well, if I do 34 minus 18, that'll tell me. 14 minus 6, 16. So it looks like negative 16 would be here, and if I added 34 to that, it would take me all the way back to positive 18. So again, that's why I do that. Oh, but look, negative 16. That is the correct answer. So when x is equal to 9, we get negative 16 equals negative 16. And thus we can go back and circle it because we know that it is the correct answer. And we get another smiley face guy. All right. So let's go back up to one more example. Let's do 4x minus 82 equals 2x minus 50. Okay. So here I'm going to do what Ms. Carroll always says, get the stuff away from x, farthest stuff away first. So let's do plus 82 on both sides. Cancels out. 4x equals 2x. 82 minus, got an 82. Oh, that's a terrible number line, but whatever. I got to go down 50. Okay, and what does that take me to? It's minus 50, taking me that direction on the number line. That gets me to the number 32. So 2x plus 32 equals 4x. Now I subtract 2x from both sides. That leaves me with 2x over here. Cancels out. Leaves me with 32 over here. What does that 2x mean? All it means is 2 times x. And what's the opposite of multiplication? It's division. The fraction sign is the sign of division in algebra. X equals 16. 32 divided by 2. All right, well, let's see if that's actually the case. Let's do this. 4 times 16 minus 82. Oh, that doesn't look like I have enough space there. I'll just go down instead. So 4x minus 82. 4 times 16 minus 82 equals 2 times 16 minus 50. Okay. 4 times 16 is 64 minus 82 equals 16 times 2 is 32. 2 is 32 minus 50. And let's see, if I'm at 64, I'm subtracting 82, taking away 64 here, how much more do I have to get to? I find that by subtracting 64 from 82. I get negative 18. And if I go over here, same thing. I'm at 32 on the number line. I can subtract 32, but that only gets me to 0. How much more do I need to subtract? Right? So I find that by subtracting 32 from 50. 2 minus 2 is 8, 4 minus 3 is 1. Lo and behold, 32 minus 50 is in fact, 32 minus 50 is negative 18. Okay. There we have it. So we know that if negative 18 equals negative 18, then x as 16 is the correct answer. So going back to two variables on the algebra with two variables, both sides of the equation, what we've done is gotten x on one side and the number on the other. That's my new mantra. X on one side and the number on the other. That is basically the principle of all algebra, because you're looking to balance, find out what x is equal to. And there you have it. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoy your follow-up on algebra with the variable on both sides of the equation. Have a great day, kids.